Alright, calling Mofat right now. Hello.
Yo, what's up?
Hey man, how you doing?
Good. That was literally the best 2 hours of my life. Listening to M2K. That was incredible.
I'm pretty good at making Jason talk.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, I've known the dude for like almost 4 years now. He's a pretty good friend of mine. Greatly appreciate him in general. Man, I remember this one time we went to 7 tournaments in 9 days. It was pretty insane. Tell you about that?
That's crazy. I
Yes.
don't think I could do that. I would just want to sleep.
I don't know. We're pretty hardcore at sometimes. All right, Mofat. So how was your day? First of all, I wanna give you a proper introduction. How was your day,
How
man?
how was my day? My
Yes.
day was really average. I woke up at 4 a.m. because my cat likes to wake me up at 4 a.m. And then I did Photoshop all day preparing for Northwest Majors. Actually, I'm going to be streaming Northwest Majors, so I've been prepping for that all day.
And where can we find that?
Where can you find Northwest Majors? In Des Moines, Washington. It's up around the Seattle area.
Mm-hmm. And are you gonna be streaming on your channel?
Yeah, I'm going to be streaming on my channel, Zodiac Smash, not Mofat. There is no Mofat channel. It's only Zodiac Smash.
Awesome. We got the Smash plug right there, man. All right, man. Nice to know. Nice to know. I'll make sure to keep an eye for that. So first of all, guys, I want to introduce you all to Mofat, also known as Zodiac Smash on Twitch. He's a very important speedrunner in the Zelda community and also a great personality in the Smash community. Great commentator too. If I'm not mistaken, you commentated at Apex right this year for Melee.
Yeah, I commentated some singles, pools, and I commentated a lot of doubles matches, which doubles was definitely my favorite to commentate. That was really fun.
So how was the experience of commentating at Apex?
Commentating at Apex was different from any commentary I've ever done because I've done a lot of commentary at smaller tournaments and a lot of online tournament commentary. And it was just like sometimes it was really hard to concentrate and get my train of thought because we were right next to the loudspeakers. All the commentary stations were right next to loudspeakers, and sometimes it was just really hard to concentrate and get my train of thought to commentate. But got used to it.
Hmm. So what are your thoughts on like the Smash scene as of right now? You know, we got the Smash Bros documentary boom. Then we had the Evo thing. Now we have MLG. Now we have CEO. We have so many things going on. What are your thoughts on this whole thing that's moving right now? And we are gonna have a second documentary right now. That's even gonna be bigger.
I think the Smash community right now is probably at its highest point that it's ever been before. Like a lot of people talk about the golden age, like in '06 and MLG and stuff, and they're like, "Yeah, Smash was so big back then," but it's nothing compared to what it is right now. Right now, it's incredible right now, and it's really just because a lot of it is because of the Smash documentary, and it's raised a lot of awareness for the competitive scene. And the community as a whole has just been really, really active in like promoting the game and trying to get new players into the game. And people have been very helpful in that regard too. Everyone's been just helping other people out, training them and stuff, encouraging them to go to tournaments. It's a really, really good time for Smash right now.
That's wonderful. Also, shout outs to the $95 which just got in donations. Ooh. We're almost at the 1200 mark right now.
Wow, that's awesome.
That's awesome. All right, man. Now, what plans do you have for Smash this year? I know that you are also very big into attending events. So, what events are you traveling to this summer?
I'm definitely planning on going to MLG and Evo
Okay.
this year. MLG for sure, like 100%. I'm definitely going to MLG. Hopefully, I'll get to commentate there. I wanna participate too, but mostly commentate.
Right. Yeah, I'm gonna be at MLG too. I'm so glad that we're gonna have Smash again at MLG. It was definitely one of my biggest, goals to at least attend an MLG tournament. And I'm so.
Oh man, I
You
gotta
keep-
tell you, back in the day, like I've been playing Smash since 2001. I've been playing it competitively since 2001. Like even before I knew about the competitive scene, as soon as I got that game, I was like, I got all my friends together. And I was like, yo, let's hold some tournaments. This game was meant to hold to be played in a tournament setting. Like I know this for a fact. And I've been playing it competitively for such a long time. My area is really crappy though. I have to drive at least 2 or 3 hours to play somebody in person. Um, or play a lot of people in person anyway. So my area is really crappy. I wanted to go to MLG so bad back in the day, but I just like didn't have the time or the money. I was still in high school, and yeah, it just didn't happen. So like this is like the second coming of my dream, pretty much.
Oh my
Uh,
god.
I'm just really want to go to MLG. It'll be really cool.
I know, man. I remember watching these tournaments back in like '06, '07. Oh man, the memories, the memories. So, how long you been playing Melee for?
Since 2001, like literally since the day it got released, I've been playing Melee.
Oh man, what were the characters you always like went to?
Um, People that watch my channel will know this, I'm sure, but like I automatically went to Link in the first Smash, and then automatically went to Link in Melee. Like right away, I saw Link, I was like, okay, this is the character I'm playing forever, and it's actually really funny. I played Fox a little bit because I was like, I'm gonna go around to my favorite characters, and I played Link, and I was like, Link's okay, he's pretty good, and I played Sheik, and I could automatically tell that Sheik was way better than Link was, and I was like, if I really, really, really need to beat somebody, I'll use Sheik. And then I played Fox, and I was like, wow, Fox is even better than Sheik is. So like right from the beginning, I was like, Link sucks, Sheik is good, and Fox is really good. And I thought Falco was horrible because I didn't because he was like slow on the ground. This was before they were short hop lasers, of course, 2001. Like first 3 days of the 3 days the game was out.
Makes sense. I remember back in the day, people wanted to ban She because of her chain grabs and everything. It was crazy.
Yeah, that actually reminds me. There's a city here in Oregon in Eugene, and some of the tournament organizers in Eugene were wanting to ban Snake when Brawl first came out. So like his hitboxes are too big, man. He just has too many advantages over everybody.
You know some trivia about Snake and Smash in general? He was supposedly to be introduced in Melee along with Sonic and King Dedede.
Yep, that's right.
And
And Pit was actually supposed to be in Smash 64 along with Peach.
ooh, but then we know what happened. I don't know why Pit was delayed in Melee. Maybe they didn't figure out the
If I
glide
remember
mechanic.
correctly, if I remember correctly, Pit was bumped for Jigglypuff because Pit wasn't popular and Jigglypuff was very popular. So they were like, or Saga was like, we're gonna put the more popular character in here. I mean, I guess I can see the president of Nintendo pulling the strings there, or like somebody higher up than Sakurai pulling the strings, saying you need to put in a more popular character or something like that. Or maybe there just wasn't time to finish off Pit, and they already had Jigglypuff, and they're just like, well, we don't have the time. We're just gonna release the game.
Yeah, I can see that. And then on Brawl, when Snake was finally introduced there, the reason his hitboxes were so big is because the original model for Snake was so much bigger, and they forgot to adjust the hitboxes after they resized him, so they messed up there.
That's funny, actually.
That's just what happened. They just forgot to. That's just.
I know, but that's just a very Brawl thing to do, so it makes perfect sense.
Now, what are your thoughts on a lot of people? I've been asking a lot of people about this. What are your thoughts on Project Melee?
Project Melee, I like it. I think it's a pretty well designed game, but Mango said earlier that it's clunky, and these are literally my exact thoughts on the game. Like I think it's good, and it could be a lot more fun, and it is fun right now, but it's clunky. It doesn't play as smooth as Melee does. It's like if you pour some milk into a cereal bowl, it just like flows in really smooth, and that's Melee. But if you just like pour milk into Project M bowl, you're just like shaking the jug around, and it's kind of janky, and it's just not quite polished enough, I guess, for me to really want to pick up the game and play it. I do enter it, but I'll never practice the game, but I'll definitely enter because Link is really good in that game.
I think it's pretty good. We heard M2K. He thinks it's the best PM.
Yeah, I think it would be really, really cool to find somebody who had all the tools, or like rather had the skill to take Link all the way to the max. To the extreme, excuse me. Take
Oh,
Link to the extreme.
hashtag to the extreme. Yo, there's so many Mexican pictures right now. Like I swear, like we have this one picture that's like hashtag to the extreme with an Wing and him boarding on the sky, and then we have the wrong house meme. Oh my god, I'll show them to you over Skype. Yeah. after
Yeah,
we're
I
done.
was working on a picture myself. I was photoshopping his face over Rocky Balboa.
Oh man, you got too late. There's already one of them.
It's not done yet.
All right, I'll trust you in that one. And
Yeah. Go ahead, sorry.
I was no, it's okay. I was actually I remember watching one of Cosmos streams, and I wanted to take his opinion on PM, and he said Link has always been crappy in every Smash game, so I don't really count him being good in a mod.
I can kind of understand that. I would really, really like it if he was good, at least decent, like high tier. Like I don't need Link to be top tier in the next game. Just please be high tier at least.
I mean, his recovery seems to be bad in Smash 4. Like I don't know, I saw that pretty short.
Yeah, it doesn't look too great. I mean, his recovery is bad in Brawl, so he might just be like, oh, I don't need to buff Link's recovery. It's fine how it is. And then we will have bad Link again in Smash 4. But I mean, regardless, I'm gonna play Link.
The issue with Link has always been the fact that his projectiles were never really effective out of 64, and you're not really supposed to shoot projectiles most of the time because in melee they're not really that effective because people can just aerial through them, and in Brawl they're too slow, and his aerials are pretty slow or they don't really combo into each other. And in
Well, I
six,
mean, like, I don't know how it is in Brawl. Like, I know Link is bad in Brawl, and like everything he does is punishable. Apparently, I never really bothered too much with Link past the first couple of months. But in Melee, he has a lot of potential, but he usually just falls like just short of all that potential. Like he has a lot of combo potential on fast followers, especially Captain Falcon, and being able to zone him out with his projectiles, especially bomb boomerang combo and sometimes an arrow.
I see.
But but a lot of the times, like you said, Falcon and like Fox and a lot of the other characters, they can just like nair through it and just be like, I have priority, so I'm just gonna go ahead and like forward air your bomb or your boomerang, and then it now means absolutely nothing. And now I'm gonna get right up next to you and just destroy you because you're Link and you're playing a bad character. Congratulations on that.
Oh wow, oh well. Yeah, well, it's a shame, but we'll see how the next Smash turns out. If Link turns out to be bad again, I'll probably make a video, and you guys can quote me on this one. I'll probably make a video. Link, why are you bad in every game? I don't know, that'll be pretty funny regardless. So my next question is, what do you hope for your involvement in the Smash community for the upcoming months? Like, what do you plan to do with the Smash community?
I want to stream a lot of tournaments. I want to do a lot of commentary, especially at the bigger events like MLG and stuff. I just really enjoy talking about the game. And I'm like good at talking about the game and good at like theory crafting and stuff. Not so much at playing the game. I'm like mediocre at best when it comes to actually playing the game, even if I'm using a good character like Falco or Fox. But I really like talking about the game because it's been a really huge part of my life.
That's awesome. If you're gonna get an invite for commentary, I will talk to Jake, Solid Jake, about that. You know him?
Yeah, I know of him. I know of him.
I will definitely shoot him a message about that.
I greatly appreciate that.
All right, man. So, for example, you're really good at commentating in general. I often watch your speedruns, and you can easily keep up great gameplay and at the same time very insightful commentary. Can you give, for example, some commentary tips for upcoming commentators?
For upcoming commentators, probably the most important thing about commentary is just knowing that you're enjoying talking about the game. Like that's the whole thing. You can't go into commentary thinking, there's all these rules and regulations to commentary. The art of commentating, I guess. You can't think there's rules and regulations to it because there's not. Sometimes there's stream restrictions, like you can't curse on stream. It's like, okay, that's fine. It's easy to hold yourself back from doing that. But you can't go in there and be like, I have to talk about this thing. Like I have to talk about how broken Fox is. I have to talk about Falco's lasers. You just talk about whatever really comes to your mind and just be passionate about the game. And that's probably the number one thing that you should do in commentary. And I guess that works just for solo commentary, but when you're commentating with another person, I mean, which you almost always are commentating with another person, you can't always just be good at commentary right off the bat, even if you have excelled with like another commentating partner. You have to adjust to your co-commentator's style. and just kind of feel when you can get your words in and when they get your words in, and just kind of play off each other. So like every time you get a new a new co-commentator, then it takes probably like 3 or 4 matches to adjust to them and be able to get your commentating style to fit into theirs. But yeah, just don't go into it thinking that there's rules to commentating, because it's just be yourself, talk about the game, be passionate about the game.
That's awesome. And another question I want to have also in commentary is the fact that there's two different types of commentary. Commentary when you're actually playing the game, and commentary when you're a spectator in a game. I also greatly appreciate your commentary as you're playing the game. Do you have any insight on that?
Yeah, I mean, like that just pretty much applies to like speedruns and stuff, but I mean, it depends on how long you've been playing the game. Like when I first started out playing Twilight Princess and just learning it, during a lot of the parts I wouldn't say anything because I had to like actively concentrate on what I was doing, and now it's just muscle memory and I can just ramble on about whatever.
Okay, so it really depends on the skill level you have in the game to commentate on
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
I see.
I mean, I guess you could do that with Smash too. I've known people that have commentated on their own matches, and it's amazing. But
I don't know. I'm practicing it. I also have the language barrier because it's harder for me to produce clever commentary, I say, or effective commentary as I'm playing the game, because I often have to think about what I'm gonna say in Spanish, then I translate that on my mind to English, and then I have to find the right words, and it's like, oh man, it's too late to commentate that now. So that's like one personal issue I have with that. But I can.
well, like I don't notice it. I don't notice that like you have that pause where you translate things. So your English is pretty good. Like I honestly think you would be a pretty good commentator.
Thank you. I'll make sure to practice more though. Um, Now next set of questions. All right. So most people that got interviewed recently said that the thing that they like the most about Melee is, or not just in Melee, but things, the passion that they have for competitive gaming as well, is the fact that they can compete in the game and express themselves in a lot of different ways. So, do you view that as well with Melee or Smash or speedrunning, that it's a different way of expressing yourself, and if so, how?
Yeah, absolutely. Like not so much. Well, with speedrunning, it really depends on what game you choose or what category you play. But like specifically with Smash, yeah, I think that's like 100% right. Like it's a sandbox fighting game, and you don't go into one character and say, okay, this is a rushdown character, so I have to play very, very aggressive with this character and have to have perfectly on point tech skill. You don't have to do that. You can be like, well, I can play Falco, who can be a really, really technical, aggressive character, or I can play Falco and I can spam a lot of lasers and just lock them down with lasers, force them to approach me. And then once I've racked up my damage with lasers, I can come in with a nair, shine back air, some simple technical stuff, but I don't have to do it overboard. So like a person's personality actually really reflects in their play style.
That makes a lot of sense if you put it that way. Makes a lot of sense if you put it that way. Wife actually went on a lot about the sandbox style of fighting game, and it really feels that when you play Smash, like you have walls that limit your movement. The stages are very interactive. You have a lot of space to move around in the air, to the sides, upwards, on the bottom. It's like so much going on, and the game at first felt like, people will say it was a party game, not more than that. A game you were supposed to just play with your friends, with items and peripherals and whatnot. Now we're playing that game professionally on to hundreds of thousands of viewers and with huge amount of money on the line. That's a pretty big change, I say, and I feel that Smash was a game that it got painted in a certain way just because of where it came from, but not from what it was. So I think that's what we're trying to change now, and the fact that Smash 4 actually acknowledged the fact that the game can be played competitively with the For Glory mode, which is the whole point of that mode. Waving their hand, at us, saying we know you guys exist, don't worry about that. So that's
Yeah,
pretty.
I
That's
think.
pretty. You can go on. You can go on.
Okay, well, like I think that we've gotten to the point. I think we've successfully, said to Nintendo and like the FGC in general, hey, this isn't just a party game. This is a legitimate fighting game. This is a very deep fighting game. and it should be taken seriously. I think we're past the point where we're trying to prove that to people and prove that to just like the fighting game community and Nintendo in general, because I mean Evo and the documentary and Smash has just blown up so much recently that you can't not take it seriously as a fighting game anymore. If you know anything about Smash, if you've really looked into it for like, 20 minutes or so, like looked into the competitive scene for like 20 minutes or so, then you can know, yeah, this is a legitimately competitive fighting game, and it's got, all the bells and whistles that you would expect from a competitive fighting game. And like as far as Smash 4 goes, like in that direct, he gave a direct shout out to the competitive community. It was like, so in For Glory mode, there's no items and all stages are Final Destination. That's like the only thing he didn't say is, and you can only play Fox in this mode too. Like, that's the only thing he didn't say there. So you clear acknowledgement from Sakurai, the creator of Smash Brothers, that he knows that we exist. So that's really cool.
Oh my god, man! I've been actually like saying how like if he just mentioned Fox, or not even mentioned, but if he just showed Fox on that cutscene on FD, I would have been like hashtag 20XX. Oh my god!
Even Sakurai is 20XX right now.
Oh my god, Sakurai! I love that guy. I love that guy. He has so many creative ideas, and he's so good at doing what he does. I really don't like the fact that that people give him such a hard time because
of Brawl.
Not because of Brawl only, but the fact that people just question him for every decision he does. The fact that people every stage, every character, every time people have something to say about Sakurai and everything, he does. So
I think
it's pretty hard,
Pretty much all the negativity towards Sakurai comes from Brawl, and I mean like Mango said it really well. Like if Melee wasn't around, Brawl would have been a much better game. And like personally, I do like Brawl, but I mean just Melee's there, so I don't really bother with Brawl because Melee is there. But because Brawl was such a disappointment to everyone that was hyping it up and everyone that was already in the community expecting something a lot more like Melee, everyone's like, oh, like Sakurai is at it again. He's going to ruin something else for us, etc., etc. Which, like, if you look back at the Wii, it was a very casual console. And like he specifically said when he made this game on the Wii, he was like, it was geared more towards casual players. And I can really see Iwata, the president of Nintendo, just kind of like puppeteering Sakurai from behind the lines, saying you've got to make this a more casual game. I honestly think that if the Wii wasn't what the Wii was, then Brawl would have been more competitive. It wouldn't have had like tripping. It would have had more hits done, etc., etc. I'm not saying it would have been a completely different game, but it wouldn't have exactly been Brawl.
Yeah, I remember that in an interview he said that Brawl was toned down in a couple of aspects, or changing a couple aspects because the console was the Wii is actually a very casual platform itself. So it does it was tailored towards the audience that the console is aimed for. So it definitely makes sense from a business standpoint. You guys have to remember that Nintendo before everything is a business and they have to stay in it. So I think that we need to be understanding of some things. So that's just the way I see it too, but obviously it doesn't mean we can just be satisfied with everything that comes out,
Yeah, I mean, it would have been perfectly fine, honestly. Like, it wouldn't have affected the sales of Brawl at all if he had decided to add the duality of competitive game and party game, like he did with Melee. But someone at Nintendo was just like, no, we have to remove the competitive side altogether because we want people to be able to easily get into this game and play it for a long time. But it wouldn't have affected the sales whatsoever if it still had been a competitive game.
That's a good way to put it. That's a good way to see it.
And I mean, like Nintendo, they really did have to do the Wii because the game. I mean, like I'll just talk about this for like half a second or more because it's already been half a second. But Nintendo really had to make the Wii because they went after a market of casual gamers that no one had gone after yet. And that's what really put Nintendo in a position to where they could climb back on top from their struggles with the GameCube.
The GameCube was a really hardcore console if you think about it. There's so many good games for it.
It was more powerful than the PlayStation 2. True facts.
Mm-hmm.
It just severely lacked third-party support, so it didn't sell well.
Hmm. Now I remember all the good games that came out for the GameCube, the Metro Prime series. Almost every Zelda for that game was for the console was good. Um, I don't know. There's just so many good things about the GameCube. The controller. Oh my god.
The GameCube controller is the most immaculate thing in the universe. It is incredible.
That's
Just look at this. It's perfect. Look, your hand just fits right around it perfectly. All the buttons are right here. Thumb on the A button, and then you can easily reach all the other buttons. It's perfect, except for this right here. This D-pad is horrible. But other than that, it's perfect. At least for the time when it came out, it was absolutely perfect.
I mean, the GameCube controller is that controller that every time I play in a different controller, I just think to myself, can I use the GameCube in this one? It's every time I just think that, like I'm playing PlayStation, I'm just like, can I use the GameCube? Where can I put the GameCube? Like, why don't you guys have GameCube support for no reason?
You know, they had the adapters. They have some really crazy adapters for console. I saw a mouse and keyboard adapter for the Wii U, believe it or not, which is really weird. But I mean, like speaking of controllers, I just want to talk about this for just a second. We've got so like obviously this is what we're going to be playing Smash 4 with. This is the Pro controller right here, and when you compare it to this, like there's some obvious differences. Just like where the analog sticks placement. Some people have a really big gripe about this placement of the analog sticks on the Wii U Pro controller, but I really don't mind. It just takes a little while to adjust to it, and then you get used to it and you're like, okay. Now, I think that everything on this controller is just perfectly fine for Smash, except one thing, and that's that we don't have any notches right here. We don't have any notches like we did on the GameCube controller. And if you are a spacey player, you know those notches are really, really, really important, especially when you're recovering and you want that perfect angle. You just slide over to the notch and they go up or down a little bit like that, and then you got your angle. It's going to be much harder to get like perfect angles with the way the gates on the analog stick are, but I think we'll be able to manage it.
I mean, that's the thing. Like a lot of people say that a Wii U controller isn't that bad, but that's the thing. Like, why do we have to settle for not that bad? That's what I'm saying. Why can't we just use the GameCube one for legit? Like, oh man.
I guess unless Smash 4 supports Classic controller, then you won't be able to use a GameCube controller. And like, here's my absolute biggest concern with Smash 4 in tournaments in big rooms. Okay, so this port right here. This is a charging port, strictly a charging port. This does not connect it directly to the Wii U, which means that all controllers connected to the console are strictly Bluetooth, strictly wireless. And so you've got an Apex-sized tournament full of wireless controllers and Wii U's. That's a big concern. Like,
Yeah,
I don't know how that would work.
You can't really run that. To be honest, I feel that we're just gonna have to adapt. That's just what's gonna come down to. I'm pretty sure.
I was gonna have to pause every 20 seconds. Like, hold on, I need to get the signal back.
Oh my god, no. Oh man. All right, Mofat. Now, this is probably gonna be last question before we wrap up this interview. So
Okay.
I'm gonna make you that question, and then I will ask you another one that you can, or anything you want to say to the stream after that. Is that fine?
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's fine.
All right, perfect then. Okay. So what will you say are the main differences between speedrunning a game professionally, as you do, and competing in video games? I will say the biggest difference is that you're competing towards different people. You know, in a game you're competing against someone else. In speedrunning you're competing against yourself, right? Am I getting the right view or not?
Yeah. Well, like, okay, so say I'm speedrunning something. This, aside from RNG here and there, which is random number generator, which is basically anything in a game that has to do with luck. Aside from RNG, it's basically exactly the same, and you can go, okay, this is going to be exactly the same every single time, so I can learn to adjust to this this path or this route, and I can do it more and more efficiently every single time, and nothing changes in that respect. And you can do that to the point where you're nearly perfect at it, because nothing changes and nothing gets in your way. Now, when you move over to like Smash, everything is always changing constantly, and you can practice things like combos, but even combos are never the same twice. They'll be really, really similar sometimes, especially if you're Fox and like up throw up airs. That's going to be really similar every single time, but your opponent's always going to DI in a different way. So with Smash, you are constantly adapting. 100% of the time you're playing, you're adapting. And so it's a lot harder to play Smash than it is it's a lot harder to play Smash competitively than it is to speedrun competitively.
Really, I'm surprised you would say that. Mainly because I thought that Smash required a more adaptive type of ability than speedrunning, but at the same time, speedrunning was all about doing everything perfect. Because if you don't do everything perfect, then you have to reset, you have to do it over and over.
Well, it's like speedrunning. It's not as perfect as everybody thinks it is. Like the speedrunners want it to be that perfect. That's why we reset so much. But it's never as perfect as we give the impression that it is, because we make tons and tons of mistakes. But we go, okay, it's all right. Because in my last run, I made, in hour number 3, I made a minute worth of mistakes, so I can make up all the time and more there. But it does require, I guess, more of a mental fortitude than Smash does, because depending on the run too. I mean, there's people that run Final Fantasy games or other games that are quite literally anywhere between 7 hours and 10 hours long, which is just an insane amount of time to just sit down and speedrun a game and be invested in it for that long. And it's not like you even get breaks. Like you play that long in tournaments, but you get breaks between your sets and your matches. When you're doing a speed run, you're just constantly there going the entire time. In my case, it's usually about 3 hours, 40 minutes worth of constant investment of time and concentration. So I mean, both of them have their hard points, the points where you have to put a lot of work into it, and it's kind of a talent in of itself to focus on something for that long. But I would say overall, Smash, especially at the higher levels, is probably tougher to do than a lot of speedruns. There's some like Mario 64 is probably on par with Melee, maybe tougher. I don't know. You'd have to ask Siglemic because I don't run that game. But yeah, that's my 2 cents on that.
I see, man. I've actually played Melee with Siglemic and with Cosmo in tournament. So you're the only speedrunner I don't know I haven't played Melee with. So we should probably play at some point during MLG because I'm gonna see.
Yeah, we can definitely play at MLG.
All right, man. Awesome then. So I really appreciate your input and everything you said, and it was great to have you on the show, man.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Would you like to say anything else to the stream viewers or to me before you leave?
Yeah, play some Melee, everybody. That's about it.
All right, Mofat. I wish you a very awesome night for what's left for you, and to accomplish all your goals in speedrun and everything else.
All right, thank you.
All right, I'll
See
catch
you
up.
later, man.
Yep, I'll catch up to your stream next time, man. Take care. Bye bye.
Bye.